And now we hit another big one, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, the only feature-length special that I know of. Funny enough that it was only released in theaters overseas and was premiered here in the US on television. But anyway, it teams up two of the biggest characters within these specials into one long special. How is it? Well, let's look at it. We open with Rudolph and Frosty, both voiced once again by Billy Richards and Jackie Vernon respectively, meeting up, along with Frosty's kids, Chili and Millie. And it seems that Rudolph's nose has gone out. Then Santa Claus, voiced by Mickey Rooney again, gives a reason why and a backstory. It turns out that a wizard named Winterbolt, voiced by Paul Frees, has ruled the North Pole until Lady Boreal came down and placed him under a deep sleep. It's later when Santa moves up to the North Pole and makes it his home, as in Santa Claus is coming to town. As her powers dwindle, Winterbolt wakes up and tries to sabotage the Jolly Man by creating a storm during his next run. But Lady Boreal has an idea. She gives a special power to a newborn reindeer called Rudolph, but tells him to only use it for good and it will burn out if he uses it for evil, that being his glowing nose. I'll get to that later. Anyway, after that exposition, we head back to where we left off, with Rudolph's nose power dwindling. But forget that, a new character named Melton comes up and tells of his woes, that his love interest, Lanny Loring, and her mother Lily are having trouble with their circus, and a man named Sam Spanglers is trying to buy out the unsuccessful circus. Wonderful! Winterbolt hatches an idea and influences Melton's mind to come up with the plan to have Rudolph and the Frosty family to highlight the circus. But there's one problem. The Snow family will melt since it's July. That's where Winterbolt comes in with the solution, giving the Snow family amulets to have them sustain within the heat for as long as they want before the last 4th of July fireworks goes out. They later have the idea for Santa to pick up the Snow family up so they can enjoy the circus without much fear of melting, all done with the influence of Winterbolt, of course. This continues with a showing of the circus and more of Winterbolt's plan coming together. Let's get the good out first. The story is rather interesting with a clever plan devised by Winterbolt. It's actually pretty good. I love that this is in continuity not only with both the Rudolph specials and the two Frosty specials, with both Jack Frost and Big Ben making an appearance, but the specials with the Mickey Rooney Santa, mostly with the references to Santa Claus is coming to town, the very Chris-looking young Santa in the flashbacks, the remembering of their first meeting where Chris gave the now Mrs. Claus the doll. Hell, it's said that Santa refers to her as Jessica at a point of the special, even though I didn't hear it. While I don't talk about the stop motion in these specials, the shots with Winterbolt's dragons are simply awesome. Also, some of the side characters are good too. Two in particular are Lily Loren, who is very fun, pretty funny, and very awesome by the end of it, and a later villain called Scratcher. He's just interesting and very cunning. Wish there was a special about him at times. The songs are okay, nothing to write home about, but sung well for the most part, especially with the ones by Ethel Merman, who voices Lily. But one thing that brings the special down for me is the retcon of Rudolph. I hate that his abnormality is changed from just being born different to he has special powers from a fairy. This really changes his story, and it's really bad since this is linked to the original special. It's changed from a misfit that becomes accepted because its abnormality becomes useful in a bad situation to good triumphs over evil, adding to the part that it was Winterbolt that made the stormy night rather than just an act of nature. This was mostly a way to make a conflict of him using it for quote-unquote evil, even though it was tricked, but it pretty much solves itself rather quickly given the length of the special. It really drags this one down for me, but it doesn't make it completely bad. It also has other flaws, one especially if you've seen Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and the whole use your nose for good thing can be really discussed more, but not much to completely break the movie. It's just a mixed bag in my opinion, especially if you watch the previous specials. But it's an okay special to be played both during Christmas and during July. Check it out and make your own conclusion.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer